Have you ever noticed how many beautiful moments of your life were stolen by something that never even happened? Think about it for a second. How many nights have you stayed awake worrying about tomorrow? How many times have you imagined failure before even taking the first step? How many opportunities have you lost because your mind was busy creating problems that did not exist? The future is one of the greatest mysteries of life, yet it is also one of the greatest thieves of peace. It whispers fear into your ears and convinces you that disaster is waiting around the corner. It makes you carry burdens that do not belong to today. It forces you to fight battles that have not arrived. And while you are busy worrying about what might happen tomorrow, you slowly lose the gift of what is happening right now. Listen carefully. The future has never asked for your fear. The future has never demanded your anxiety. The future has never become better because you spent your present worrying about it. Every great person who ever achieved something extraordinary had one thing in common. They did not have certainty. They did not have guarantees. They did not know exactly what would happen next, but they moved forward anyway. Life was never designed to reveal the entire road before you take the first step. If it did, there would be no courage, there would be no faith, there would be no growth. The truth is that the future is not your responsibility today. Your responsibility is this moment, this breath, this opportunity, this day. Because the future is simply a collection of todays. And if you take care of today with courage, discipline, and hope, then tomorrow will take care of itself. So stop standing at the edge of your dreams, waiting for certainty. Stop postponing your happiness until everything becomes perfect. Stop allowing fear of what could go wrong to stop you from discovering what could go right. You were not created to live in fear of tomorrow. You were created to experience life, to embrace uncertainty, to trust your journey, and to walk forward even when the path is hidden by darkness. Because sometimes the greatest miracle happens when you stop worrying about the future and start believing in your ability to face whatever future brings. The strongest people are not those who know exactly what will happen next. The strongest people are those who know that no matter what happens, they will find a way through it. And that is where real peace begins. Not when the future becomes certain, but when you become stronger than your fears. There was a young man who spent most of his life worrying about things that had not happened yet. Every morning he woke up with a heavy heart. Before an opportunity arrived, he imagined it failing. Before meeting new people, he imagined being rejected. Before starting something important, he imagined making mistakes. His mind was always running ahead of his life, creating stories filled with fear, disappointment, and loss. The strange thing was that none of those stories were real. They existed only inside his imagination, yet they affected him as if they had already happened. He suffered from problems that were not present and fought battles that had never arrived. Day after day, he carried invisible burdens on his shoulders until even the simplest moments of life began to feel exhausting. One day, he looked back at the previous years of his life and realized something shocking. Most of the things that had stolen his sleep never happened. Most of the situations he feared never became reality. The failures he expected did not occur. The disasters he imagined never arrived. He had wasted precious moments of his life preparing for storms that never came. In that moment, he understood a truth that changed him forever. Fear had been acting like a storyteller inside his mind, constantly creating negative endings before the story had even begun. It had convinced him to believe fiction instead of reality. It had stolen opportunities, confidence, peace, and joy without ever asking for permission. Many people live exactly the same way. They worry about losing a job they still have. They worry about relationships that are still healthy. They worry about challenges that have not even appeared. They spend hours imagining everything that could go wrong while completely ignoring everything that could go right. The human mind is powerful, but when guided by fear, it becomes a machine that produces endless possibilities of failure. The problem is not that fear exists. The problem begins when fear becomes the loudest voice in the room. The moment you start believing every fearful thought, you begin building walls around your potential. You start avoiding risks, delaying dreams, and shrinking your world because of events that may never happen. Imagine standing at the shore of a beautiful ocean, ready to sail toward your dreams. Suddenly, your mind starts creating images of giant waves, terrible storms, and broken ships. Because of those images, you decide, never to leave the shore. Years pass. The storms you feared never arrive because the journey never even begins. You remain safe, but you also remain stuck. That is what excessive worry does. It promises protection but secretly steals growth. It disguises itself as preparation while quietly keeping you imprisoned in the same place. Life has never asked you to predict every challenge before it arrives. Life has only asked you to trust yourself enough to keep moving forward. Every extraordinary achievement in this world began with uncertainty. Every success story started with someone refusing to listen to the fears that said it could not be done. The next time fear tells you a story about everything that could go wrong, remember that it is only one possible story among thousands. Choose instead to focus on the reality in front of you. Choose courage over imagination. Choose action over hesitation. And choose faith over fear. Because some of the most beautiful chapters of your life are waiting beyond the worries that never deserved your attention. There was a gardener who dreamed of growing the most beautiful garden in his village. Every day he would stand in his empty field and think about what it would look like months later. He imagined colorful flowers, strong trees, and the admiration of everyone who passed by. But instead of planting seeds, he spent his time worrying about whether the flowers would bloom, whether storms would come, or whether people would appreciate his work. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months, yet the field remained empty. One morning, an elderly traveler passed by and asked him a simple question. He said, "How can you expect a garden tomorrow when you refuse to plant a seed today?" Those words struck his heart. He suddenly realized that he had been so focused on the future that he had forgotten the power of the present moment. That very day, he picked up a seed and planted it. The next day, he planted another, then another. Slowly, his empty field began to change. The garden did not appear overnight, but every small action brought it closer to reality. The future he had worried about so much was being created by the work he was doing in the present. Life works the same way. So many people spend their days worrying about where they will be next year while ignoring what they can do today. They become trapped in questions about the future and overlook the opportunities standing right in front of them. The truth is that your greatest power does not exist in tomorrow. It exists in this moment. Every dream is built through actions taken today. Every success is created through choices made right now. When you focus your energy on the present, fear begins to lose its grip and confidence starts to grow. The future is not built by worrying about it. The future is built by fully embracing the moment you have been given and using it with purpose, courage, and determination. As you leave today, remember this powerful truth. The future has never been promised to anyone, but this moment has been placed in your hands. Do not waste it worrying about shadows that may never appear. Do not sacrifice today's peace for tomorrow's uncertainty. Life is happening right now. And every second you spend fearing the future is a second you will never get back. The people who change their lives are not the ones who know what will happen next. They are the ones who keep moving forward even when they do not. They understand that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is taking a step forward while fear is still whispering in your ear. They know that you do not have to see the entire staircase to take the first step. They know that every great journey begins with faith, not certainty. So walk into your future with your head held high. Trust your strength. Trust your journey. Trust the lessons that life has taught you. Stop asking what if everything goes wrong. And start asking what if everything works out beyond your imagination. The future belongs to those who believe in their ability to face it. Remember this line and carry it in your heart wherever you go. Fear looks ahead and sees obstacles. Faith looks ahead and sees possibilities. And when faith becomes stronger than fear, nothing in this world can stop a determined soul from creating an extraordinary life.